What's up, guys? My name's Doofus Mcdooface, and let's do a mastermind tier list. This will be current as of August of 2026. These are my personal favorite masterminds, so they might not match up with the win rates or personal preferences by you guys. I did include the win rates of the last 3 patches. If you're looking at those numbers in the bottom, I know they're small, but I was trying to include them in the video for you guys. That will be the tier that Drakbot gives it. So although it might have the highest win rate, if it doesn't have a lot of people playing it, doesn't have as high a tier number. So it'll say 1,930 games played. It'll have the win rate, and then the pick rate is that bottom percent. But without further ado, let's get into my ranking of the Masterminds and Legion TD2. And I'm just going to randomly pick some. And the first one I'm randomly going to pick is Fiesta. And Fiesta is my favorite Mastermind to play. But I think that in this current meta, it stinks. That doesn't mean I'm going to play it any less, but I do think it is not strong. The reason is you have to have almost perfect leaks early on to generate positive gold. And getting a 25% or less leak every time without knowing if your opponent sends you power mercs, saves on you, sends you income, is very difficult. Also, you're giving free gold to your opponents, right? So with this in mind, if I have Fiesta down here, cash out always needs to be higher because cash out is literally Fiesta 3 times without leaking, or 2.5, 3, depending on the wave you do. Like you leak wave 1, you get 8 gold, right? But you've lost some gold. You've at least lost 1 gold for leaking. Cash out, you just get 21, 22 gold, whatever it is now. They change it so often. So cash out always needs to be higher. It could be higher, could be an A, but for now I'm just going to put it B, just so I know. And I'm going to continue going with the masterminds that I play the most, just speeding through these. Cartel is my favorite mastermind right now, and I would put it in the S tier. And unfortunately, after going on a 10-game losing streak, I resorted to violence. By violence, I mean saving, starving, nasty 0 to 6s, 4 eyes on 6, 400 myth on wave 8, the nasty. Did you know Cartel has a penalty that doesn't hit until wave 11? So if you never actually get to wave 11, that means you had the highest income mastermind possible, which is Cartel with 9 income, and you never even got penalized. So yeah, I would say Cartel is probably my favorite right now to play serious. The only downside is if you get starved or if it's like a really fast game, then you could be in last place come 11. That could be bad. But I really like it. It's allowing me to push workers. It's honestly not as punishing as Fiesta because 9 income pretty much is like you Fiesta every wave, right? Minus the wave 11. So I'm really liking Cartel. One of my previous favorites was Champion. I haven't been playing it that much, but I still do like Champion. But then they added the minor income penalty come wave 11. It's not as big as Cartel, of course, but it's still enough for me to not have it in A tier where I used to have it in. So I'd go B. Is Champion and cash out equal? I like cash out higher. Yeah. Now that I have some time to sort of go through these, I think I want cash out in the A, champ docked because of the income penalty, and then Fiesta, I'm making a statement. Saboteur. I really like Saboteur too. I would put Saboteur in A. Saboteur, high income, and the only downside is you can't king up. So you have a teammate for that, right? Or if you just get so far ahead, what's the point of king ups, right? Income is super useful early, right? Income in the early game is everything. Saboteur, and it also, for me personally, because I can't king up, I think it actually makes me play a little bit more aggressive. And when I play more aggressive, I feel like I tend to do better, right? I'm known as the guy who's always complaining, my opponents had higher pressure applied. The higher your pressure applied is the greater chance you win. Well, when I'm Saboteur, guess what? I can't king up, so I'm always going to have a slightly higher pressure applied, right? Because I'm always going to have a little bit of Mythium holding on to, unless I have full send every wave, but that's besides the point. So I think Saboteur is pretty good as long as you have a competent teammate. That's what I would say holds it back from being S tier. Speaking of competent teammates, let's go to YOLO, right? The second highest income possible next to Cartel, but it's a random roll and you can never reroll. And this is a tough one, right? I want to be super biased and put in like C or D, but I think YOLO's probably a B minus, like the lowest B possible. I wish I could put it all the way over there. I wish I could put it under my face. I'm gonna go B minus on YOLO because yes, with an amazing roll that high of income, it's S tier. With an unplayable roll, it's D tier. And so I guess statistically, if you play enough, you're probably gonna get God rolls, awful rolls, and then some middle mark A, B, C rolls. So I despise YOLO when I have a teammate that gets it and says, oh, I had a bad YOLO roll. Oh, I had a bad YOLO. But I think we hyper focus on bad teammates with YOLOs and not the good teammate who had an amazing YOLO. So I'm gonna go B tier. I don't love it, but I will. And you guys want me to talk about the newer Mastermind, Ace. I personally, and this is I need to make a distinction here. I despise Ace because I'm used to the champion, right? I'm used to the champion where the unit that gets the buff on wave 1 or wave 2 whenever you place it, hopefully early. The unit is strong. Ace, it looks cool, but it's not strong until it has a couple of buffs. Like it might be like 1% better on 2. And then wave 3, now it's 2.5% better. And then by wave 4, it's now 5% better, right? But I'm so focused every single game. I want 6 worker start, right? That is the one thing that I'm trying to do every single game is on wave 3, can I get away with 6 worker start? And Ace, I don't feel like it guarantees that with very many openers, at least the ones that I've tried. Now, I'm not going to put it low, but I think like most people would want it like in A or S. For me, I don't love how long it takes for me to push. The late game, it's amazing, right? It's like, do you allow your personal bias to affect your tier list? No, I won't. I A minus. A minus. I don't love it, but I still do think it's a tier type of mastermind. Whatever. I hate you. I despise you, Ace. And Ace to me is similar to Castle. Castle, I would also put in the A tier. Castle, what is it, like 40 income, 45? I don't know, some crazy amount of income near the 40s. And pretty much you start as Fiesta, right? Fiesta and Castle have the same start. You just don't get any gold. If you never leaked as Fiesta, and then you never leak as Castle, which one's better on 11, right? Castle by a substantial amount. Of course, you're supposed to leak as Fiesta, but Castles are really good. The only opposing thing of Cartel, right? Instead of getting starved by Cartel or being behind, you also don't want to be behind as Castle. And if you can make it to wave 11 really fast without leaking, dude, you're going to be on fire. It's nasty. I personally will only play this when I really am having a bad day and want to win. It's one of my best lifetime masterminds, no joke. But I've probably played it 50 or 60 times off of my like 12,000 games. And the reason I don't like playing it is because the second I click that castle button, I play safe. And that means no 6 workers start on wave 3, right? It means that I play safe and I don't like playing safe. I like playing aggressive. I like pro leaking, sometimes leaking 100% as a pro leak, right? Castle doesn't allow me to do that, right? With Castle, that means I can never leak. Or I play safe enough to literally pro leak, right? Actual yellow leaks, right? The ones that are under 40%. But is it good? Yeah, it's an amazing mastermind. Let's go to Scrapper. Scrapper has gotten nerfed. I don't think Scrapper is going to be good anymore. It's probably close to a B-, but it could also be a C+. Because they nerfed the Sakuras, they nerfed the Kingpins, all that bonus value. I genuinely don't know what the purpose of Scrapper is anymore since they took that away. And I'm kind of surprised that they took it away. Because I have the win rates right here, right? I have the win rates right here. I mean, I guess it does have a 52% win rate in the last couple of patches. But like nobody's playing it. So like it always makes me sort of like raise an eyebrow. If in the last 3 patches, including the current one, it's only been played by 7,000 people, right? A 2.5% is so low. Why are we nerfing it? Why are we nerfing? Like, you're really that upset with like a couple of games? I don't know. That's just wild to me. But because of that nerf to Scrapper, definitely going to have it much lower. I would say it's just as bad as Fiesta. Like, in a perfect world, if you perfectly scrap for like Tree of Life Canopy and you get away with 18 workers on 8, or you're able to get a Sovereign Butcher out by wave 10 and you just have those 2 units and you're like 20 workers, that's awesome. If you just have like some crappy units, like, I don't know. I think Scrapper is so role dependent. Also, like Fiesta role dependent, YOLO role dependent, Champion role dependent, right? And then a lot of those, the role doesn't matter as much, right? With the A and the S's, the roles stop mattering, right? Actually, Aristocrat. This is one which also matters how the role is. I do like Aristocrat. I don't like playing it, but I like it in general as another B-, right? You get income for building tier 6s and you don't get a tier 1. It's actually really good to not have a tier 1 because you can waste a lot of value on them. Like me, I love wasting value on tier 1s. So if you're not allowed to do it, it's pretty good. But I do still think like you need the right tier 6s, right? If they give you Catapult and Bunk, do you really want to spam 10 bunks and 10 catapults? No, that sounds awful. You get eggs and Lords of Death. Now we've got some options, right? Now we have some options. Do you have gates and eggs? Okay, So it's super role dependent, but I still think if you play it smart and safe, it can go crazy in the late game. Chaos and Redraw. I'm just going to pair these together. I despise them, but I will always say that they're S tier. Except for me. For me, they're probably D tier. But Redraw, right? You can roll for the best roll. You can get the best combos possible. It does cost gold. But the ability to say, hey, this roll sucks. Let me try a different one. This roll sucks. Let me try a different one, right? It should actually be higher. And the fact that the later the game goes, the better this mastermind is, breaks my heart, right? I've lost to a couple of Redraw players recently, and we were super ahead. And then, this guy magically has Azirias on 15. All right, no worries. Let's push hard for 17. Oh, this guy magically has Hardened Mudmen for 17. All right, let's go 20, right? We just need some Krakens, right? Oh, he magically not only has the Azirias, not only has now Fatalizers, he also has Arcs of Justice. I hate this game, right? Redraw is very annoying. Chaos, at least there's a little bit of RNG to it, but I've used the phrase for a long time, Chaos Overbuild, right? It can work. You go Chaos Overbuild, it works. The one thing I'll say that maybe for me, these would be more A tier if I play them, is you need to upgrade your units. And that's a mistake that I'll make, is I'll be playing Redraw or Chaos. For me, they're the same, right? Maybe a little different income, different affixes to them, but they're the same. I am so combo focused. Ooh, I get a nightmare. Now I want the butcher. Oh, but I just got steeds. Let me place 3 of these so when I get a disciple, I have a star caller. Oh, pipsqueak. All right, now I'm searching for an APS. Okay, so now I've placed a pipsqueak, I've placed steeds, and I've placed a nightmare. So I need to find a butcher. Realistically, 2 butchers, APSs, dark mages, star caller, right? And I have no tanks, right? And I haven't upgraded any of those units. It's silly, but I do that. Stash. Stash is one of those late game masterminds where I think I'm gonna nerf it. I think I'm gonna drop stash. I might cheat a little bit and check on the win rate. Oh, okay. Well, stash has a really high win rate. But it's my personal opinion, right? It's my personal opinion. I haven't lost that much to stash lately, and the 1 or 2 games that I was forced to play with Megamind, it didn't seem that good. I'm going to go mid B. I'm going to go mid B on stash. I used to be super scared of it. Not so much anymore. I'm not as scared of stash as I used to be. It's still good. You know, the piggy bank, if you get it to the late game, it's a substantial amount of gold. We're sending big 14. You're 300 under. You open your stash on that 14 and now you're on value. What the heck? And you hold and win the game. But the fact is, in order for that stash to actually be big, either A, you need to be pro leaking to double the stash amount per wave, or C, the game needs to go really, really late and you've never opened your stash, right? So that means you need to have not taken massive king damage up until wave 17, 18, 19, 20. That's just not realistic in this current meta of Legion. So I don't know that stash is that good. I think mid B can be used correctly, but it's not guaranteed. I feel pretty good about that. Shepherd. Dude, Shepherd is such a weird one because, like, it doesn't seem like it'd be that good, but I feel like it kind of is. That early game placement, this is how you get 6 workers, right? How do you get 6 workers? Shepherd. Shepherd will help you get 6 workers by adjusting your positioning, right? If you go Poda, guaranteed 6 workers, right? If not 7. Pipsqueak, you're not going to leak on 2. And you only probably need another cheap unit on 3. 6 workers, right? Green Devil, you have a unit to hold the wave 2. Now you're 7 worker, right? A lot of that little unit actually adds up, man. It's like 20 or 30 value. I mean, that's the difference between 200 value on 3 and 230 value on 3. So I guess it does make sense. And save you gold on 6, save you gold on 5, save you gold on 13, right? Might even save you gold on 18, or 15 and 18, right? So there's a lot of waves where Shepherd actually gets its value. I'm not surprised that it would be A tier for me. And it's C tier by Drakbot because it's not played that much, right? It has one of the lowest play rates, but an extremely high win rate. So I guess it makes sense. But I still think it's pretty solid. Evolution is pretty similar to Ace. Is there really any downside to Evolution? No, right? Evolution's really good. If you start with a tier 1 through tier 2 and you're able to evolve it and push crazy, guess what? 6 workers, right? Maybe 7, right? And then the late game, it's amazing. I just saw my buddy Toho had a game with evolve Vulcans and evolve Death Caps, and he easily held a 2,000 cent on 21, and it was like, holy smokes. He forgot to evolve one of the Vulcans, but man, those other Vulcans were cooking. They were cooking. Increases, what is it, attack speed and damage reduction or something like that. It's really good. I don't like playing it that much, but maybe I should. It's not like Ace where I have to play safer. As long as you're able to upgrade the unit, because it does have to be the upgrade, right? You can't evolve a Pipsqueak. you can evolve a Lumerian, right? So as long as you start a lower tier unit, you're going to be able to evolve it faster. Like if somehow you're able to have a canopy on wave 4, right? Evolving it's massive. So I like Evolve in A. I think it deserves its spot. Honestly, I think Saboteur should be below those two cheesy scaling units of the Ace and Evolution. Lock-in. And I always talk about this. Lock-in, you have random lock-in and you have normal lock-in. And so sometimes I'll mentally be like, oh, lock-in and lock-in are different. Lock-in and random lock-in are different. But I would say random lock-in is A and normal lock-in is B. It's that simple. It's the oldest mastermind in the game. I think getting that extra gold makes it almost cash out worthy, right? So if, just so you guys know, random lock-in A, normal lock-in B. Because I don't know, like, is there any unit that I would lock in outside of Pipsqueak that like I'd feel like A tier worthy? I just feel like Pipsqueak for me is that one unit where if I locked it in, I'd feel really good. But you know what it's really good for is your teammate locking in crabs when you're trying to push really hard. So it does also have that going for it. Miner. Miner is an interesting one. The cheaper workers, start with a little less gold. The late game, it's so good. But I haven't seen it really perform that well. Are you guys going to be mad if I put it in B tier? I would put Miner in B tier. Behind Champion. Yeah, let's put it behind Champion. It's good, right? If you get to the late game, it's good. But the problem is you have to like, once again, this is sort of the same mistake that I make with Ace, even though Ace is up there, is I will over push with Miner because, oh my God, the workers are cheaper. Where it'd be much smarter if you played a little safer, similar to Castle almost. If you played safer early and the game is like split 50-50 on wave 11, now, and I say this all the time, right? If we all get Ascend on 12, right? We all get Ascend on 12, everybody holds. And everybody got 300 gold. Just say the game is exactly the same, right? We all get 300 gold, and every one of us is going to buy a worker, right? 300 divided by 50 means 6 workers. The other 3 players get 6 workers. How many do I get? 300 divided by 45 is almost 7, right? So I get like 6.5 workers or something like that. But the point is the same. And I get those workers a little faster because I'm actually, it's 5 gold less. In any case, the deeper the game goes, right? Like to make it super easy, 500 gold versus 450, right? If everybody gets 500 gold, they get 10 workers, I get 11 with 5 gold left over, right? The later and then those scale, right? So now that I have more workers, guess what? I have more income, right? So the 11 workers versus the 10 workers, now 2 waves later turns into 22 workers versus 20 workers, and then they've paid for another worker, so now it's 44, no, it's 45 versus 40, right? It adds up. But with how I play like an idiot, I don't think it's as good. At least in the A tier. I'm happy with it being in B tier. All right, Moneylender. Moneylender's one I actually really enjoyed. I would say it's a A minus 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 minus. It was a really boring one, but I think it'd be similar to me for Castle. Moneylender and Castle, I feel like put me in the same mental. Like, yes, it allowed me to push a little harder, so maybe it's not the same. But like, I played a little safer with Moneylender, and it really worked well. I was able to just click Moneylender if I wanted that extra worker early. Paid off. But the thing I love about Moneylender, game is like wave 17, right? Wave 17, we're scared. We're getting starved on. But we're pretty sure that we're going to get sent on wave 18, or sorry, wave 17 or wave 18, right? We're expecting that the opponents are going to send us on wave 17 or wave 18. Guess what? With Moneylender, I can get 40 gold on 17 and lose 20 income, right? Let's say I lose 20 income. But if I got 40 gold on 17, and then I money lend again on 18 because they didn't send, I get 50 gold on 18 now, and I lost 20 income. 40 minus 20 is 20, plus the 50 on 18. I technically got 70 gold for free to hopefully help us survive. Right? Income doesn't matter in those late waves. What matters is surviving that 18 cent, right? Or the 17 cent, whichever wave they come. So being able to money lender almost a free loan in the late game is pretty sweet in my opinion. Still kind of boring, but it is good. Greed, sort of exactly the same. This is 5 income. This is your most boring mastermind. I don't play it, but I would still say it's A tier. It's just 5 income, you know? Solid roll, you got your reroll, nothing too crazy. I think it's good. Kingsguard has like a horrific win rate, but I win a lot with it. So I'd go B+. I'm gonna go with my highest B with Kingsguard. I don't want to play it. I want my teammates to play it because I don't want to leak. But if I do leak because I'm Fiesta or Cartel or anything that I'm over pushing, right? I wouldn't mind having Kingsguard. The downside to Kingsguard, why it can never be A or S, is let's say you play a perfect game, right? If you never take king damage, what's the point? You just get the income, right? You just purely get the income from clicking on the mastermind, nothing beyond that, because your king never actually took damage, right? So it's like you almost have to be bad in order for the mastermind to be good, if that makes sense, right? I have to leak and take damage to our king in order for Kingsguard to actually work. Sort of the same exact thing as Fiesta, where I have to actually do something bad, right? I have to do something bad in order for something good to happen. That might be the only 2 masterminds where that happens, unless I'm crazy, right? Scrapper also, but Scrapper pays for itself, right? I mean, Scrapper still stinks in my opinion. But like Scrapper, you're losing 10%, right? Or 30% of the bonus value now because they hate those value building units. You're losing 10% to hopefully be able to scale better with a upgraded unit or building for the right wave, right? They're super gambles, right? Those are super gambles, like YOLO, right? All of these are gambling, right? These lower ones feel like gambling. I love gambling. I play a lot of these lower ones, but in order to win and have a higher, not so much. And I'm going to put Megamind, for me, it's either B or C. I am not happy with Megamind lately. I used to be like, that 1 gold is amazing. I'm going to go C. I'm going to make a statement. Megamind for me is C. 1 gold now sucks because of how many masterminds there are in the game. Back when Megamind was working on what, 11 masterminds, 13 masterminds, there was only like 1 or 2 that I really didn't like, right? There was only 1 or 2 that I really was like, not a huge fan. I would say Megamind now for me is a 50-50. There's a 50% chance that I get a mastermind I like and want to play. Now, I'm not necessarily saying the tier list, right? Like my tier list is pretty top heavy. So statistically, tier list wise, yes, Megamind works. But fun wise, dude, if I was going to be totally honest with you, I don't enjoy Stash. I don't enjoy Aristocrat. I don't enjoy YOLO. I don't really like playing Kingsguard. I really don't like playing Scrapper unless they give me value building units. But guess what? Those don't work anymore, so I don't like Scrapper. I do like Miner. I do like Champion. Money Lender's boring. I would say it's like a 50-50. Greed is boring. It's a 50-50. I do like random lock-in, right? Shepherd, yeah, I like. I despise. Yeah. I like. Don't like Castle, right? Don't like Castle. It will probably get us the win, but I don't like it. I hate these. I love these, right? I don't know what that added up to, but it probably added up to below 50%. So if I go Megamind for 1 gold, yes, I might get a good mastermind, but if I don't want to play it, right? Is 1 gold worth me playing a good mastermind that I despise or don't enjoy? No, right? I'm better off just clicking one of my favorites. Well, that was it. Let's just really quickly, 30-minute video, quickly look and see if I said anything crazy. So Saboteur, my highest crazy lower, right? Saboteur's in A tier, but it had a 42% win rate. Cartel, I don't care, right? I don't care what the win rate says on that. I'm still very, very confident in my Cartel gameplay. Aristocrat's lower than I would expect. Minor, I mean, I guess Minor and Aristocrat makes sense. Fiesta win rate a little higher than I would expect. YOLO, Castle. Ace is actually not that high. Wow, I almost could have dropped Ace and gotten away with it. But it does just have so many games played. Oh, dude, did I do the picture wrong? Did I do my picture wrong? I'm like, dude, why is there 2 Fiestas? Wait, let me count. Let's see if I'm stupid. If you're still here, you're okay watching me be stupid. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I think I got them all, right? I still have them all. It's just I have the doubles in the middle. It looks funny, but I look funny. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was my Mastermind tier list as of August 2026. My name's Doofus Mcdooface. Please like and then comment where I got it super wrong or got it super right. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.